Hi everyone, my name is Takeyce Walter and I'd like to welcome you to my studio. Today I'm going to be working on underpainting techniques in pastels. So hang on, here we go. So let's get started. You can see on my board I am working with a piece of 9x12 UART pastel sanded paper, and it's divided into 4 almost equal sizes. Each one of these rectangles will be a different underpainting technique. The top left will be an analogous dry underpainting using NuPastel. Right next to that, we'll have the local color underpainting done with watercolor. Bottom left will be a complementary underpainting with an alcohol wash. Bottom right will be a gamsol wash using different values of violet. So to get started, I'm using a pastel pencil to sketch in the big shapes of my composition. This scene is of a summer landscape, a summer field in the Adirondacks with the mountain in the background. Now I wanted to choose something that was relatively simple, since this exercise is about seeing how the different underpaintings affect the mood and color of the final piece, and not so much about composition or anything else. So I picked this scene because it was pretty simple and straightforward. So I'm starting to just sketch in the major shapes here. Now I'm choosing several pastels that are in the violet hue. I have a light violet for the sky, a mid to dark value for the mountains, and a mid value for the grass and the flat ground. Once I get the pastel on the paper, I'm applying it in a very light manner. I am not needing a lot of pressure to get the pastel on because I'm going to be wetting the paper to spread it around with my solvent. I prefer to start from the lightest color and then move towards the darkest color so that my solvent can remain clean. Next up, I have a koi watercolor set that I'm going to use to do an underpainting in the top right. I will be using local color, so I'm using a blue for the sky and a green, a nice warm green, for the grasses. A darker blue for the mountains and distant tree line. For the alcohol wash, I'm going to be using complementary colors for my underpainting. So for the sky, since the local color of the sky is blue, I'm going to use an orange, a very light orange underpainting. So I'm keeping in mind the values as well as the complements. So light orange goes into the sky. I'll use a deeper orange for the blue mountains, a red for the tree stand, the distant trees, and a lighter red for the grass. Then I'll dip a brush, I'm just using a bristle brush here, dip it into my rubbing alcohol, and then start again at the lightest value, moving towards the darkest colors. The rubbing alcohol will dry rather quickly and set the color underneath. And while that's drying, I'm going to go do the analogous underpainting. So that's top left. And for this, it's going to be basically a dry rub. I'm going to take, again, the local colors or the analogous colors. So I'm picking blue, blue-green, and blue-violet. Those are colors that can be found next to each other on a color wheel. So the sky will be blue, and the mountains and distant trees will be a blue-violet. The ground is a blue-green, Once I have those colors set, I'm going to take a piece of a foam to push that color into the paper. We're not going to wet this. It's going to be a dry underpainting, so we just want to kind of cover the areas with the color. So using this piece of foam really pushes it into the texture of the paper. Next time, join me in my studio as I add the local color to these underpaintings. See you next time. Thank you for joining me.